Hello, hello. Make sure everything is working right.
Testing 1, 2.
Can hear you pretty well. Make sure my audio is coming from the right place. Great. So today I want to do some updates to the studio website, and we are really lucky to have a bunch of incredible designs put together by Sam Vogt, which I think samvogt.com. Yes. He is a really incredible designer who we are lucky to work with, and has sort of taken a pass on helping out with the studio website. So right now, it's like the studio turns a year old in March, I think. In terms of, I think the website was registered like a year ago. I just got a notification about needing to renew it. So it's definitely happening soon. But I would just sort of threw it together to get something, live so we could start getting stuff done. And it's really cool to have now like a way more professional approach that Sam made for us, which I'm stoked about. The one thing, though, is that I've been pushing everything along to sort of be close to what Sam has designed. But what I haven't done is sort of the pixel by pixel, making sure everything is right. And so I really want to get the website launched on Monday. So I think my big plan today is to try and get that done. So a lot of it is going to be, I've recently gotten into Tailwind. Previously, I was into Tachyons, which is like a much simpler version of Tailwind. And all of these are just different pre-made CSS classes, right? That make it really easy to, they have like a type scale, right? So instead of every time you make a piece of text, you decide like a pixel, they just give you like a set scale that you can use F1, F2, F3. So this is what I've been using since like 2015 or something. Yeah, 2015 or 2016. And then TailwindCSS has sort of been in the peripheral a little bit. I've seen other people using it, but it always seemed as like a more complicated version of Tachyons that I wasn't sure I necessarily needed to involve myself in. But I over the holiday, I sort of took some time to learn the basics of it, and it was a little bit of a learning curve coming from Tachyons, but it was really helpful to have the robot. Because one thing I can do is I can ask the robot a question, and then they can help explain like what's the Tailwind CSS version of something. So a lot of the work that I'm doing on the new studio redesign is also implementing Tailwind CSS styling and Nuxt UI. So this is like a framework for building web apps, and it's just a bunch of components similar to like Bootstrap or something like that. But it's also really easy to theme it. They make it they have like a dark mode. You can change the highlight color really easily. So I'm trying to use these elements sort of wherever I can instead of reinventing the wheel. And so it's basically translating these excellent Figma designs into Tailwind CSS classes that help accomplish these things. And I've also been doing a little bit of experimenting with like sending a design to the robot and having the robot try and write Tailwind to accomplish it. But I think this is one of the, at least for now, last remaining human tasks is this kind of website design polish. So what we have right now, let me line things up and just go to the home page. So the home page is close. There's a couple of things that may be out of whack. Like, I think the level of scale is a little different. Am I at 100? Everything in the top bar seems like it's a little bit too big. It seems like our waves should maybe go down further on the page. We have these excellent client work sections with some screenshots and descriptions of the projects. And I took like a rough stab at it. This is the like wish.com version of the design. So I think a good place to start might just be trying to get these pieces to match up. Like this, for example. This is gray light. What is the font? Wait. See, I'm also part of this is I'm like learning Figma again. Like, how do I get the font weight out of this?
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. We're like
It says block. What does that say? Block.
Yeah, is that the textiles?
Okay,
Okay,
click
yeah.
on that one.
18
Click on the little up-down things on the right side when you hover over it.
textiles.
On the bottom there. In
This
the
guy.
list.
Oh, there's a thing. Oh,
Yeah, that
I
thing
see
on
what
the
you're
right.
saying. Oh,
That thing on the right.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
deep.
it's in there. It's down at the bottom of there. Sketchy.
Okay, so that's just the regular weight, I guess. And it's also IBM Plex Sans, so we can double check that we're using the right font. What's the computer?
Figma made a bunch of changes recently with the dev mode. I don't know if like I don't have it because I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, we're not paying for it either, so I don't think I'll ever.
Oh, okay, so we can't get it.
Yeah.
But that'll give you also the weight.
That's probably why they hid it behind all these menus, everything. So the font is also wrong. So where do I do that? Define where I define rubric. Okay, that makes sense in app.view. And let's just change this to the one that Sam said, IBM Plex Sans. IBM Plex Sans. And then Nuxt has this really awesome Google Fonts module where you can specify the Google fonts that you want and the weights, and actually pre-downloads it and bundles it into what your server has. Which, like, day before yesterday, Google Fonts went down, and a lot of websites like lost their fonts, but we wouldn't have had that problem because we bundle it in. So I'm just making sure we have all of the weights for IBM Plex Sans, which we do. And I think like regular is usually 400 or something like that. I don't know if it gives it to you. No, it doesn't give it to you in the number format. But regular is usually like 400. Medium is like 500, 600, 700 maybe. You know what I mean? Light is like 300, 200, 100. So, okay, fixing fonts is good. It already looks closer. We're already getting closer. It would be great to have this little arrow, and then I can show off another cool part, which is the U icon object. So one of the other pieces of Nuxt UI that is useful, if we go into the docs, is they have this really handy icon component, and I've done a little bit of setup in our template to make it so that it's dynamic, but essentially we can use any icon in this open source library of like at least hundreds of thousands of icons. Like I've been using hero icons a lot. You can see, their license MIT right on the listing page, but you can just go in and search for something. So we want like arrow right. So you can go in, the format is a little different. Hero icons arrow right, but you can go copy that and then do U icon name and paste that in. And it should give us our icon. Let's see if that's bundled right. Yeah, there you go. There's the little right facing arrow. So it's super easy to prototype in icons now in the way our template's set up, which I'm stoked about, because I think icons definitely make things more understandable and also makes things look a little bit more polished. And it's nice to just have such a big selection of different things. I ran into one that's like a GPS icon set. Yeah, GIS icon set that I'm really excited to use. These are like map related icons that are super fun. They have like animated icon sets you can pull in. These are like all spinners, right? So we can easily, if we wanted to like have a crazy spinner while something loads, you can just like go copy it in, and you know what I mean? Just want to test if it actually works. Yeah, there it is. I almost want to keep it. It's so fun. We should find a place for that to live on the website. Maybe in the footer. So we have this fun footer. Actually, Karen, you're on the call. I just put, there's this space for like a sentence or like a mission statement or something like that. I don't know. I just took a stab at it. It would be fun to think about maybe even like having it change or something like that. Like what we want this statement and the footer to be.
That's a nice touch though, that little spinner.
Yeah, right. It's kind of
cute.
Yeah,
those are so hard. It's so hard. I really struggle with coming up with the right words to put in places like that. But that looks good. Joy-driven development.
I really like elegant utility. So this came from a conversation between me and Elena and the robot. And the robot came up with this elegant utilities concept, but there's something there that captures a lot of what I want, right? Which is like, you can build products that aren't utilities, right? I think a lot of products are there for the sake of products, but I like to build things that are like tools, you know what I mean, that people find useful. And then there's a lot of tools that aren't elegant. Like I think elegance or like that kind of relates to joy or polish or like design thinking maybe, but it's like the combination of those things is I think what we do that's kind of different.
Totally. I like it.
So yeah, I was making sure my fonts were right. I feel much better that they are. And so there's like a couple things that are different from what we have in HTML and what we have on the Figma mock. So like the easiest one is like the way he rounds it is a little different. Let me actually open this here. I'm going to open it on my other screen so I can code and see it. So it's like more rounded, these images, and then complex. Where's that? Right. So then we have these two images. These are just like kind of stand-in images. Right now they have the rounded small. Maybe we can do rounded large. Oh, is my hot reload not working? That is important. That's an important part of this. No, it says it's HMR. Hmm. Okay. Right, and I had tried before to do a little TailwindCSS animation because you can add these hover classes. So I have it when you hover, it moves, it translates it on the X and Y. That's it like slightly moving off. And then it transitions. I don't know if I love that, but it was a little experiment.
It's pretty cool.
I'm just going to get rid of it for now because it's making it hard. There's so many places where I've like fallen into rabbit holes. So the main difference is his is like, oh, I lost something. Salute. Oh, maybe I do need those translates. Okay, got it. That's what offsets them. So they're both absolute position and then one's offset. But it's not the right one, like on his. There's one below and to the left and top and to the right, and mine's like backwards. So maybe we do the top one, translate Y10, right? It's the one underneath. Okay. But maybe not Y10, maybe Y16. Okay. Maybe Y24. All right, that looks closer. They're not rounded enough, though, still. What's that about? It's going to give them a border. Is the border rounded? It might be that the images are like inside. Yeah. That's the problem. The images have this transparency behind them because they come from a screenshot. So the image is rounded like it should be, but these are bad screenshots to reference. I should just go fix them. Where do they come from? Public. Our work images. Yeah, I think they're these ones. Let's see if we can just fix them in Photoshop really quick. Yeah, this.
Nice.
It's like I can't close it until I save it. What's taking so long, Photoshop? It's 2024. So this is just like different approaches. Like I had like pre-rounded them in the image before for the previous studio website. All right. So maybe they'll fill now. No. Where did it save them?
Does Nuxt do like image caching or something?
It might. Oh no, the one that saved worked. It's just Photoshop taking. It's literally still saving.
I see.
Which is kind of silly, in my opinion. Also, my computer's having like struggling with all the video processing going on. I wonder what's making it unhappy. Yeah, mostly OBS. OBS and Photoshop are fighting. And Figma. All right, I'm getting distracted. At some point in the next 30 minutes, I assume that image will finish saving. There we go. All right, so now they're like fully rounded. That's a little closer to what we want. I'll take that yellow border away. Away terminal. Cool. So that definitely looks closer to what it is in the mockup. The alignment is a little weird. Like in the mockup, the text kind of falls at the center of these images, and in this one, they all kind of start at the top, which makes sense because they're all in one like element, which I think is this one. Yeah. So maybe if we add like there's like a flex thing to this will ask the robot. Add TailwindCSS flex class to vertically center child elements. I think that's what I want. Yeah. All right, great. Thank you, robot. So now the text is like centered on the images like it is in the mockup. That's a great start. Let's take our silly border away. I don't think we need that. We also have this pad class that I'm not sure that we need. That's like what's giving it that extravagant padding. Whoa. Yeah, now it's so big. I almost kind of like it like that. But that's not how it is in the mockup. This is like, we do max width screen large, I think. Let me look it up. TailwindCSS. Max width. Yep, max width screen large. See, I'm getting good at this Tailwind stuff. I'm definitely going to jinx myself by saying that. Relative. Maybe large, maybe medium. Got it. So what does that do? Oh, what it puts it into the middle, which is not how it's supposed to be. But we could do large MX none, I think. MX 0. Right, and then when it's smaller, it jumps to the middle. Yeah, and then the images, I'm fine with that. Maybe at some point they should stop. I wonder what it looks like on a phone.
Yeah. Do you want it to be like flex direction column below a certain
I've just been stacking things. Yeah, like when it's small, I just stack it. So like, I feel like at this point, it should just be like the two images and then the text below. So we have like this width half. I think, or where does that come from? Turn complex. Yeah. Okay, this is the parent. So these two things, it does like width half on large, but we can do like width full, and then when it's a medium screen or bigger, it's width half, and then we can do width full on a medium screen or bigger, width 3.6. But it's still, does that count as medium maybe? I don't think so. Maybe it's because they're still absolutely positioned in this. I think. No. No, they're translated. Yeah, no, this one has absolute. It doesn't need that, I don't think, because it's translated. Oh, weird. Maybe we don't want to flex on small either. Yes, there we go. So 2 images. Oh, but the images are below. That kind of, I don't know how to get. I think that's how it has to be when it collapses.
I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah. So it's like this on mobile, and then when you get a bigger screen, well, I have it on large. So on the small screen, they're stacked, and then when you get to a bigger screen, it should push right. But like, I guess that makes sense. That's the medium. Okay. Cool. All right, let's look at the mockup again. So we have 3 of them. So I guess I'll just make 3 little placeholders real quick of the intro. Two, 3. Sweet. So now I just got to do the content side, and that doesn't make for a good live stream, but we've made the places for those things to live, which feels good.
Did you want to bring the shadows back on those images?
I don't know. I don't think it had. Well, I guess he does have it. He has it on the lower image, I think, or do they both have it?
Yeah.
I can't tell. Pass through. X. Drop shadow. What about this one?
But I think the shadows were nice.
Yeah, I think the second one, the bottom one, the one with the. Oh, I should do this before I duplicate them. The bottom one has drop shadow large. Nope, that's the top one. There we go. Now the bottom one. It's almost. I think it's almost bigger. Yeah, I think that's right. His is almost bigger. I wonder what size his shadow is. Blur 4. I think that's what we have, extra large. Yeah, 4 pic. Oh, 4 pics is medium actually. And he actually has it. I think he has it on both of them. Yeah. All right. And then I'll make 2 more of them. Actually, instead of doing this again, let me be a good boy and make a homepage case study component. Homepage case study. And it will be what we just made. Index. Can't have comments in the root element of a view component. You ruin your life. It sees the comment as a DOM element to be hydrated, and will silently destroy everything you love.
Ouch.
But so you can only have one root element and comments count. So we'll have 3 of these. Sweet. So that's a pretty good approximation of the homepage, I feel like. I have like this paragraph introduction, which I think is helpful before we get into the case studies of just like more expectation setting. I also have, did you see these little circles I got in the background? This is like a little 3JS scene that we have. And
oh, wow, that's cool.
The way I have it set up now is that when the route changes, they change their positions. So if you go to the work page, they like rearrange themselves. And if you go to the process page, they like super subtly rearrange themselves, and they're just kind of like always there in the background. I don't know.
Nice touch.
It's sparked joy for me. So you can kind of see them floating around now. They kind of sit behind everything.
That's awesome.
I was also thinking like on different pages, they could arrange themselves into different patterns. Right now, they just kind of go to random places, right? But maybe on the events page, they like become sine waves, or I don't know.
They become a calendar.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna hold back the process page. I think the process page is a lot more work than we think, and that we should maybe like spend a sprint just on that page at some point in the medium-term future, and not right now.
I think that makes total sense to cut it for the first launch.
Because it's dope, but it's just like, I don't know, there's a lot to show and talk about. So I'll just take that out. Plus it like cleans up our site nav a little bit. We do have a little blog now, which we should, I just have some example posts in it. Where I put one with an image. Everything, see, this is the difference between designers and the real world, is that like, everything in the mock-ups has like a nice image to go along with it, and that is just not our current situation in reality right now. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to bridge that gap of getting all of the right imagery in the right place. It is such a chore to like go back, and Sam's been doing really awesome, like he is doing a lot of that work of like finding good screenshots from each project, which is nice, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work by itself, just finding the right images.
Yeah, naming them and putting them in the right place and going to the thing and updating the reference and like all that stuff.
Yep, cropping them.
Yeah, exactly. So this is I pinged
right
him and
aspect ratio.
I was like, "Hey Sam, can I just steal your work and like, can you send me the screenshots? Can you send me all the beautiful screenshots you took? Because they are the right ones, like for each project. So that's why I'm not doing that right now. Is I'm waiting for Sam to help me out with that. Because this is one for like Ukraine grain, right? If we go into work, we decided to sort of split it out into 2 sections, like client work and internal projects. And I think that that's useful as we kind of try and build both sides of the things that we do, kind of differentiating them out a little bit. So like, I have Coach Artie as one of our internal projects. I don't know if I didn't really even write anything about that yet. But then we have Ukraine grain, which is the example that he has. So this is our new case study look and feel. I really love the like, I don't know, it feels like an intelligence briefing or something like that. Like I just love this design that Sam did of like the monotype, or, you know what I mean? This like, I don't know. I really like how it looks. And then dropping some more process screenshots in there. This is actually really cool because it's managed through Nuxt content. So if you go to Ukraine grain, this is just a markdown file that has,
oh, that's sweet.
You know, this top image comes from the image you set in the YAML. You can set your tags there. You can drop in images just like this and use Tailwind classes like in your markdown, which is cool because like we want these to be half, but maybe I want to add, you know, a third one, and instead of going in and like making a new kind custom element, or you know what I mean, like having to make something new on the back end. You can just go in and like edit it and make them all a third, right? Which I think is rad. So all that's really easy. Like it should be easy for us to make new blog posts now. I'm trying to like reduce the friction there on what it means to update, to add new things to the website, where like this could ideally just be you like write some markdown and make a pull request, and then we can make it live. And it's like that for the work section. And it's like that for the blog section too, where, you know, I'm introducing Room 302 Studio. And this is the blog post. And this is actually, I don't even know when I wrote this, 2023. Yeah, this is like when we first launched what the dream was.
Yep.
And I have a new little blog post on like giving credit that me and the robot wrote, which I think is good. It's funny, I've been in places that I've like struggled with understanding, like I've had to explain why giving credit is important. And so it comes up, like, especially as you go between industries, like coming from journalism, where credit is like really, and like discrete credit of like this person did this job and this person did that job is like part of how you make good work. So it's weird to come into other places, like academia is a little different, where giving credit has all this weight and politics attached to it, and like, you know, even the order and like all this stuff, where it's like I wanted to put in one place like how I think giving credit should work at least in a studio or a place where people are collaborating. All right, I keep getting distracted. Let me close all this. Figma. So we have this really excellent like work page. We're still ever missing the like beautiful screenshots to make it work. And then there's some design elements that like I almost want to, I don't think we need to call more attention to these things. Like I almost like this simplified version, this like half-done version. I don't know how to say this. I like the unfinished rustic version that we have in the website right now. I don't know. I don't think we need to do these orange backgrounds. I know I'm going over this with Sam again, so he'll have the opportunity to fight for it if he really cares about it, but
and I think as long as the core stuff is there, it could go out in the world and just be iteratively improved.
Yeah, exactly. I always forget about that part of it, is that we just got to put it out and it's not like killing your darlings. It's like letting your darlings fly. I don't know what the right metaphor is there.
Right.
So the last big remaining thing is the members page, which doesn't look anything like his. But this is another thing of the delta between having imagery and not having imagery. And we have always been struggling on the member imagery aspect. Or it's like we have these like cartoony AI profile pictures now. We need to figure out what we're doing to make one for Elena. I also did this like 3D thing. It doesn't even load right now. That's fun. Source? No. I open the frame in a new tab. Yeah, this is like a Polycam 3D scan. So some part of me feels like it would be cool to have like a much more stylized version of this for each studio member, and like not like have all these orbit controls, but just like make it so as you scroll down the page, maybe it like rotates from left to right very subtly or something like that. Nothing too crazy, but we can't even get images. We're like still struggling with images. So like I'm trying to figure out how, like, what's the right way to sort of like, the way Sam has done it is like it's not even headshots. Like it's just like cool representative, like vibey generative art. So maybe that's the way forward, or like, I don't know, it's worth thinking about.
Totally. I would say start by getting them all the same aspect ratio and get the layout, all static images for some time. And then once everyone has the 3D headshots, I guess then it would.
Well, he's got like an interesting layout, which is that like we have this sort of list, and then you can focus on one member at a time and get their bio at the top, it seems like. And there's another potentially complicating element, which is that Nuxt UI also now has a carousel component, which I haven't used, which I have been itching to use, like where maybe we have a carousel of our members, and then whatever one is in the center becomes the active one that we show the bio for. Or maybe I'm like way overthinking it. I don't know. I should just do what the design says, huh? That was a good boy. But I want to use the new slider component. I want to use this new. Look, it's got arrows. You can do little arrows, right? Member. Right? No, member. Am I crazy?
Well, then you wouldn't be seeing them all at once, right?
That's true.
Sure.
That's true. Yeah. Well, you'd want like a 3-up, or no, you'd want to see them all at once. You want to do how the design does it. All right. Let's make them all sit next to each other in this list like this. And I want to show you what I've been doing with Coach Artie now that he has vision. Where is he? Go to the robot. So I'll send him the screenshot. Coach Artie, can you send a brief mock-up using Tailwind CSS of how you would accomplish this layout? It's cool. We have a whole new roadmap for Artie for the new year that I haven't been able to show you yet. Coach Artie, I think it's in Studio Projects. Yes, Coach Artie 2024. So we've got a bunch of people interested in using him. And everybody kind of has different things that they want and different ways. And Elena and I have been really focusing on how to use him as like a studio assistant. So part of what I want to do is make a public-facing website. He made his own website. I was like, Artie, I'm making you a website. What do you want it to say? And so he wrote all of this.
Oh, wow.
and he made the layout. I chose the font for him.
That's incredible.
But it's really fun because it's like it starts in the third person with a uniquely innovative approach. Coach Artie harnesses the power of cutting-edge AI, and then very quickly it's like, I adapt to the preferences and demands of each studio member. And this is where I excel. Yeah, it takes like one box for him to start talking in the first person. It's really funny. So he has CoachArtieBot.com. It's kind of it's like a placeholder right now, but it would be great to have like a little website, maybe like linking to a video or the live streams we've done, or just something that we can give to people, a little calling card so people can understand like what he is and what he does. That's one of the main things I want to do. And then integration with HubSpot, because a lot of what we want him to do is like our CRM client relations stuff of like, hey Artie, where are we at with this client? Do we owe them an email? Like, do we have a deal coming up? Like, can you go?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
If there's a partner we want to work with, go on LinkedIn and find out, 3 people who are closest to the R&D department and find their emails for us. You know what I mean? Things like that of like, how do we get him to, these are all what these notes are about, is like tracking progress, summarizing news in ways that are related to the work that we're doing. We would love to have him look for grants, right? And maybe even write grant proposals in an automated basis that we review and then send out, or just like doing that kind of proactive work that really is like almost a full-time job that I think the robot is really well suited for. So we got a whole bunch of, big backlog of plans for 2024, which I'm excited about. And I think as we add customers to Coach Artie, we're going to try and have them guide our priorities as well of like what is the consensus across all the different clients.
Are you thinking of having a page on the studio site dedicated to Coach Artie that might link to his site?
Yeah, I don't think a page yet. We do have.
Oh, is he a member? He's a member.
That would be so funny to have him be a member. I have a little section. That's so smart. I have a little section on our homepage that's just like meet Coach Artie, and so this links out to his website. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just on the homepage, like at the very, like we kind of like shove it at the bottom of like, Artie is our studio AI. The information you share with him is confidential, and we safeguard our member privacy. And I just put our members really like him, like this. He's our studio. This is a normal thing that people will surely accept with very little question. It's just our AI studio assistant. So I guess this is worth talking about. We have, 10 minutes left, and I would love to hear your thoughts, Curran, of like the way that Sam has the homepage right now is it's very focused on the client showcase work, and it doesn't have a ton of like talk about us or what we do. And I did a lot more of like in previous versions, we had these big call out sections. I think that's important.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know if the homepage is the right place for it, or like, also my suspicion, I don't really believe that people click around. My suspicion is people go to your homepage and read it, and like, maybe 5% of them will click onto another thing, but you kind of need everything there on that page for people to grok it.
Yeah, what comes to mind for me is like if we take a step back and ask ourselves, what is the point of this website? Why does it exist?
Yeah, and I think
there are multiple reasons, but one of the primary reasons is to get clients.
Yeah, well, it's kind of adjacent to that, where it's like to help anyone understand the studio in as little time as possible. So and the client part is a portion of that, because clients will of course need to know what we do. But part of what we're doing in releasing the new website is having a thing where we're reaching out to a bunch of collaborators, right, over the next few weeks. And they need a way when we reach out to them for them to go to our site and very quickly get a sense of who we are. And I think that's a lot of things that aren't necessarily salesman-y, but are basically like, why are these people reaching out to us? Like, what's their background? You know what I mean? I think that's the person I'm imagining myself as, is like somebody really cool that I want to work with who doesn't know us at all. I want them to come away and be like, oh, these are people I want to work with, or these are people who come from the same world as I come from.
I guess there's two different audiences, and they would be looking for different things. One audience is potential clients that are evaluating the studio as a an organization that they can hire.
But it's almost like none of our clients come to us like that. Every client that we get comes from word of mouth. You know what I mean? Comes from, people we meet, or, from a project we work on that gets noticed. Like, at least in my freelancing career, like nobody finds you through the website.
So I guess the primary audience are potential collaborators.
That's what I'm thinking, but I want to question that. I'm not sure that's right.
Yeah, I think that level of soul searching is what's needed to answer the original question of like, what is the main purpose? Yeah, I guess it's both. So maybe there could be sections.
Well, that's why I've loaded the homepage with both. It's like a little bit. It's like,
right.
All right, a little bit of this. All right. This is like a little more, applies to everybody, but it's a little more collaborator focused. I think it's, this. I really like the summary of it. We're a bespoke innovation lab that guides concepts from ideation to implementation. that could be for a startup. That could also be, you know, one of our members' ideas too, right? So I think
Right.
that's broad enough. And then it's like, all right, here's the work that we've done. Here's the work we're really proud of, and that makes sense to me. But then it's more about like, you know, here's a little bit about our team. Maybe we should link out to the members page from this. You know what I mean? Rather than relying on them using the header, which has now disappeared. And then I really wanted to like the prototyping is a huge part of what we do that sets us apart. So it's like this is the we do prototyping section. And maybe I haven't accomplished that in the best way, but I think that's a huge part of what the homepage should do. Is like we're you know, an idea incubator. We work really fast. You know, we've built a lot of tools around working fast systems and templates, and we use all these tools that let us make ideas really quickly, and that's what we're here to offer.
I feel like this section might need a little imagery or some animation.
Yeah, I would love some animation, or I totally agree with that.
A time lapse of a session where we take some data and then we make a Dataviz that loops. That's like a 10-second clip or something.
That's so smart. Yeah. I would. Yes. Yeah, time lapse
like
of
when
like sketching
when I
would
see
be really
this,
cool.
When I see this, I know exactly what is meant. But when someone else who doesn't do this work, I feel
you almost
like
want a time lapse of like a sketch turning into a website is really what you want, right?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna take that
totally.
note in.
It starts with this like a 30-second loop that starts with a sketch or a bunch of sketches, and then changes to like a Excel table, and then a CSV file, and then a Git repository. And
yeah, exactly.
And then like a scatter plot that has no style, and then like the colors change and the text changes, and then the sizes change, and it like just evolves. I don't know. But you have a bunch of video material. Like, what about the various live streams where code was worked on? If you just
That's what I was thinking.
Like
I have a bunch of stuff there that might be helpful. I have a bunch of time lapses of. I take time lapses of things all the time for no reason. So. Yeah, and then I have all this other text. I might even just kill this for now. Like, I talk about how fucking all the cool places we worked. I don't know if we need any of this. We can talk about it in our pitch deck. And I also have this huge call to action. I was trying to not be subtle. This is like the main thing I want people to do, right? Is to like send us an email or join the Discord. Look, it's us in the live streaming channel on Discord.
Oh wow.
You can sort of see what people are up to.
And by the way, when I accessed the staging site, something wasn't working, but I don't remember what. Like a Calendly embed that wasn't resolving.
That sounds right. If we go into contact us. Oh, I took it out. Yeah, we're just going to have the form. I don't think we're going to have the Calendly on the contact page.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was breaking for me. So yeah, I think less is more, and yeah, ship it. I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah,
it's looking really good.
Cutting out the. Doesn't it look like an adult made it? Like it really feels
does.
like we can just like look at it next to like the old version, which is like, I mean, it served the job, but it really is the like, you know, first apartment, the like bachelor apartment version of it, and this new one just feels like it, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something there.
It's like Manhattan high-rise version.
yeah, exactly. All right, so I'm feeling good about this. I'm going to plan to have a session with Sam to go over all the designs again, and then I think we're at a point. You know, it's Wednesday. Like, if it isn't good, if it's going to take more time, we just cut it and do it the next time we have time to. Like, I would love to have a more advanced calendar page here. I think it really is just going to be like a mailing list sign up for now, and then we'll use the mailing list as the main way that we communicate with people about live streams or events that we're doing. Blog, you know, we got to start writing some blog posts. It's really the members page that I got to figure out. This is the hardest one because it requires it's the most herding of cats of all of them. And that like everybody has to. I mean, we all have bios now. I don't know. I'm still convinced we could do this. We could do the 3D thing. We just need to, whatever it is, it needs to be consistent, which it isn't right now. And like that's what Sam's design has. That's like really good. Is it's like even if it's not actual people photos, like it is really consistent between all of them.
So yeah, I mean, look, if you just implement this design, I feel like that would be a good step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And use those CSS things like, image fill, background fill, whatever the heck, cover fill, to make them all squares and make them all look consistent. And give them the border radius and all that. I think that would be a good step.
I agree with that. I'm just not totally fully sold on this layout, which is why I'm doing it, like, which is the like.
Well, maybe there's two views. There's like the view where you see everyone, and then a different view where that's like the focused view. Actually, that's what it is here. But you were saying the carousel. I think the carousel could work for the individual view.
I don't think we even need an individual view. That's what I mean of like, I don't think that this is how people will ever use our, like the member it'd be closer to this, but with more info for them. And I see why he put that more info, because you can't really put it here, but it's like.
I mean, look, as a first pass, you could just do the grid and have each entry link out to someone else, to like a different site.
That's cool. Yeah, we had talked about that of like linking to people's personal sites.
Yeah.
That's almost more sustainable. I don't know though. Yeah,
I think it's good as a V0, like a V1 kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see how quickly I can make that happen. So we have our members page. This is fun. I have a little, look, I was a good boy before. We have a little member bio component, and then it has a slot, and we have the value of their bio. Great stuff. So it's 2 columns. What is it in the design? Oh, right. I forgot. I asked the robot how to do this before. And I got extremely distracted.
Nice.
Robot, what say you? Grid calls for. I guess we could do that. Grid calls for. And why are all our images different sizes? Border, yellow, 500. So this should be the, okay. So it is making a grid. They're super spaced out. I don't really know why. Oh, because they have P padding 10. I'll just do P2 for now. And the headshot. Full. It's weird that the headshot isn't like sizing correctly. It just is an image. And the text should be like so much smaller. Is that updating? Hello? Yeah, there it is. It makes the text so big. Oh, because it's on medium. Got it. I don't think it's even bold. I think it's semi-bold. We don't need this weird tracking. Getting closer.
So on the image, if you specify the width and height, I just researched a little bit. There's a Tailwind class called object-cover.
Ooh, cool.
That will set object fit to cover. That way you can get all the same aspect ratios.
I think it did it. It's very hard to tell.
Oh, wow. They just seem
I'll
a
take
little
this padding
small.
away. Yeah, I think I have like some weird padding somewhere. Yeah, there we go. And then move these.
Nice.
Get rid of these. So now we should have like no. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're talking,
wow.
dude.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for those magic words. I think that was a huge difference in not very much time.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah. I do love pair programming. Take our border away. So we have this like show bio. We do.
And I'm sure Elena has an image on like LinkedIn or somewhere we could just grab.
Yeah, you're right about. You're so smart about that. Where are our current ones? Features public, member headshots, reveal and finder. Yeah. Oh, let's do it in Safari where I'm logged in. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Yeah, I probably should have just stolen everyone's images from LinkedIn, huh? I do want to have, like, I wish we could have the robot remake them to all be consistent or something. I never really got very far with that. And so now they're all clearly made by a robot, but differently. So I don't know if that's great. And then do I have members and content? Yeah, look at that. So we all have our own little bios and content. Is it .jpeg? Is that by? Yes. Oh, whatever. .jpeg. There we go. Look at that. Making progress. So I have this like show hide bio garbage. I don't know why it gets bigger. Oh, because it has a thing inside that's bigger.
Some kind of error in that one.
Well, it's this. It's my 3D embed. It doesn't like being embedded on a hidden thing, and so it gets very upset.
Yeah.
But you can. I'm just going to take that out. It's in my ejfox thing. This is what I think is cool. Like, it's just an iframe in my member bio. I can just delete it, and everything's cool again. We could put the role in the member bio. Role. Because that's what he has in the mockup and underneath the name.
Yeah, I feel like I want to see like just a few words on each person.
Yeah, exactly. So let me just put that in members. Bio. Role. Member.role. There we go. Except his is in gray and it's bold. Text zinc 800, font semi-bold. It's even lighter than that, it's like 600. And the spacing is a little weird. There you go. Let's get rid of the show bio nonsense, and I think we're kind of getting close to what the mockups are.
Awesome. Yeah, it's looking way better.
Yeah, thank you for pushing me to do that, though. It was definitely...
Yeah, man.
We could even, I mean, we could just have it link out to the, like, personal website. Like, I don't have them in here,
or
right?
LinkedIn or whatever.
Yeah. Let's do website.
Here's a crazy thought. What if there's little social icons for each person, like Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub?
I don't want to maintain it. I would much rather just link out to their own, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that works.
Especially as we add more, this is what I'm discovering, as we add more people, like every part of the member page, like it's like compounding effort.
Yep.
Because then every person has to provide it.
Is there a border radius on those? I feel like a border radius would make it.
I think there is. Let's double check.
Would really make it.
Yeah, it has
good.
rounded right now. We can do rounded large. Maybe a slight.
Yeah, it's only on.
Shadow.
It's not on Elena's. That's weird.
No, it is. It just, her image might be a little weird. It has a little white in the.
Oh, another cropping.
Let's fix it.
Cropping situation.
Let's be good people. Be good people and crop it. Let's wait for Photoshop to take 45 minutes to save it.
Yeah, what's up with you, Photoshop?
That's like the most annoying thing that's happened this session.
Right. And the files, they're not even that big, right? I mean.
All right, we're gonna try let preview do it. This is Apple's photo editing application. Maybe they've fucking figured it out or whatever. Tools. Crop. Or edit? Crop? This is why I don't do this. Where are you keeping the crop? Tools. Oh, got it.
Nice.
And then edit. How do you crop? Okay, great. Save. Okay, sick. Great. Really making progress. And these things don't go anywhere right now. But at least our website, dude, looking pretty almost done. Except for, I mean, give this some padding. What's this? Events. Fucking key 4, large key 8. So there's two ways. We can either have it be this size, or we could have it be like in height screen. Have it be like the whole page. I don't know. Thoughts between those two options? I want to like split the diff ever so slightly.
Yeah, split the diff.
Like that. So the minimum is like half the viewport. I think it's fine.
Nice.
Work. I do. We have these buttons. They don't do anything right now. They are cool. Theoretically, they would like filter our work down to just things that fall under that category, but we're not like rich in work on the website currently. So we could
say put them behind a feature flag in the code and just say it's a false.
I was just gonna hide them for now. The oldest feature flag of all.
Yep.
Where's my little list? Oh, look, I did it good too. So yeah, we can just comment this out for now. But that will be cool once we have enough things to have that be useful.
Oh yeah. Is there a way to add metadata to the markdown files so that we can get those tags?
Yeah, no, it has that. So it has YAML front matter. So all of our projects do. So like Ukraine Green.
Excellent.
This has tags Dataviz, interactive mapping, nonprofit. And just a little list in there. And so as we add them, we'll keep doing that. And once we hit like a critical mass, we can actually use it. So let's look at this next to the what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the project description text for the client work. I should take that out. It's just the client name and the project name. He doesn't have this. It's also spaced a little differently. Like the client is on the bottom and the name is on the top. And it has a little like roll of what we did for it, which I don't know if we have. Yeah, we have a roll. So we could do that. Maybe this one becomes project.roll. Yeah. Is there a way? Add Tailwind CSS classes to vertically distribute all of the child elements vertically. Oh, I mean, equally. I mean, whatever. Go for it, robot. No. No robot with Tailwind CSS. Kind of. I mean, let's see what you're saying. I'm a human. I can handle this. Flex justify between flex and call, I think. Hundred. Yeah, so that's this. So oh, it is kind of doing it. Yeah, so it's vertically distributing them, and then we make this one slightly bigger so it gets pushed down. I wish that it was not so separated to MY1. There we go. Got some font issues, but getting closer. It's not monospace, and it's like font bold, looks like. And then the roll is font light. Font light. Oh, and then project title is like normal. Nice. Making progress. And then we should only show this if there's a project image, or probably just not have any projects without images, but check that. Is it working? All right, whatever. I think that's it for now. It was a good session. Let me save game, get this on the
Excellent
URL,
progress.
and then I think it's mostly content. Like that's the place that I wanted to be at, is where like we're actually just focusing on filling out, gathering screenshots, putting them in the right place. I really took a stab at like writing some sort of longer descriptions of the work that we did, like for the margin, for Ukraine grain, like the process that we took. All this stuff has more text now, so it's just really the imagery. Oh, so many changes. We touched everything.
Wow.
Page all.
That's great.
Refactor.
I'm really happy with
stuff.
happy with how far the members page came. Looks great.
Well, thank you as always for pushing me, and it's crazy how much easier it is to do things on a live stream as opposed to by yourself. So it's cool to hack that for good.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad we
pleasure.
felt that acceleration today. That's good. Always good.
Yeah, super fun. And I'm glad it's nice to like show up and put in the work. Trust the process.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Cool, man.
See everybody later.
Enjoy your
Take it
day.
easy.